I think I won due to these posters. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and hello if you are new. Last week I had an interview for Students Award, so I thought I would show you the posters that I've done, and it's a bit different than the normal grid presentation I normally do, and also shown in this video if you want to see where I teach basics of InDesign to design posters. These are more about stories, so if you want to see how I did my posters for Students Awards, then please keep watching. So the first thing that I did was turn to my instructor because the email I received was so vague, and when I asked, no one was being clear, as if it was a secret top mission. My instructor, whose name is Luigi by the way, thank you Luigi for your help if you're watching. He has a lot of experience with presentation, so he helped me come up with the layouts and how to organize things. And this is actually his sketches. He basically said because posters were A3, it would be nice to have only one thing in each poster to create a story, and so that everything is clear and readable. He also said to be precious with my work, so he explained it with an example. So in a museum, you'd see a diamond or a precious artifact in a huge glass box, although it's a small object, which gives it importance. So the more white space around your work, the simpler it is, the more coherent and professional it looks. So I knew how many pages I wanted and the margins, and it's very easy to add more pages in InDesign if I need any. The cover page was this render, which I'll show you how I've done. So basically I took this render that I've done and removed the sky, added another sky that was large enough to fit the whole board, added a bit of clouds, lowered their opacity, blended the edges with a soft brush, using the lightest color on the image. I've also played with the hues, saturation, and levels to make it a little nicer and more muted. To do the lens flare, I merged all layers by pressing Ctrl, Shift, Alt, and E, and then duplicated it. So go to the filter render and then lens flare, and then you can choose from any style you want and the opacity. For the section and perspective board, all I did was I took my render and the section, and I've done the ground similar color to the dark color of the render. And then I've used content aware to fill the gap. Or I could have just copied that lines and extended it up since it was only lines and simple. Then I just blended the edges with a soft brush. So on InDesign, I've added all my boards, and let me know if you want to see how I stack these plans easily in AutoCAD. I've also added a board about YouTube since it's a big part of my life, and it also is my portfolio in a way. I've added then text. For titles, I like to use the font Bebas New Bold, which you can find online. It's justified in gray in color or low opacity so that it doesn't look overpowering. And for the main body text, I like to use Arial, Calibri, Helvetica. Any one of those would look clear and easy to read. I've also added my name on each board from the bottom in a small font. And the rest of the titles are centered, and just having that consistency with titles, names on the bottom, the text boxes, makes the board clear and creates a story which you need for the success of your presentation. Going back, I've reduced the size of some boards to 80% because Luigi said so. Going back to what he said about having more white spaces and more elegance to the boards instead of shouting with your work. I've also added text boxes everywhere I needed, and noticed the location of these text boxes as they are on the same location on each board. And after that, you can go back and change the text. And those are the final posters after I've changed the text and did a little tweaks. I've printed them on 350 GSM card and borderless, and then taped them with double-sided tape to whiteboards that I've cut myself. Otherwise, it would have cost me way too much. So always do things yourself if you can. And that is all for today's video. What do you guys think about these posters? Leave me in the comments down below if you'd like a story time video where I tell you what happened, the questions they've asked, and how I made them laugh with my sarcastic comments that they don't appear in these videos for some reason. And I think these questions would really help someone who's preparing for portfolio interviews when you're going to university. Thank you to all that wish me good luck. I really appreciate it. And also let me know in the comments something you are very excited for so that this whole page is filled with positive energy and we can just send it off to the world. Don't forget to give this video a like and share because it really helps support the channel so I can create more videos like this one. I am Rasha Shiroro and I'll see you next time.